Hey, g'day guys, it's Adam from VideoShowMeHow, and in today's video, I'm excited. We have SUPERNOVA's Commander version 3 light bar sitting here. We're going to install it, we're going to be getting out and we're going to be testing it. We're going to be comparing it to the Infinite series and having a look at the differences between the two. I'm excited, I can't wait. Let's get started. Now, similar to the other SUPERNOVA video we have on the channel, and that is on the detailed install of the Infinite 8.5s, SUPERNOVA are keen to support all of you guys, and they're doing that in the form of a discount code. So if you choose to go ahead with, buying anything from SUPERNOVA, whether it's these Commander version 3s, their light bars, their LED work lights, future video coming soon, or even their Infinites, the 8.5s, make sure you use my discount code. Check out the video description of this video. I'll have it down there in the description. By using my code as well, it gives me a little bit of support, and that little bit of support sort of adds up to help me bring more of this content out for all of you guys. Now, I can hear the comments. I can hear them being written right now going, Adam, what the heck are you doing? Why are you installing more lights? You've already got the triple pack on the front here. I'm a little bit addicted. I love a good lighting, and I heard from SUPERNOVA they were bringing out their version 3s of the Commander, and they have something called the Tri-Optics technology that's built into these guys. So that was intriguing, along with everything else with SUPERNOVA, with the lifetime warranty, the IP69, all that good stuff. These are designed to kind of be that all-in-one. Stick around to the end of the video. We're definitely going to be doing some solid testing out on some dark roads and see the difference between the two. But before we do that, we need to get this guy installed up the top there. So step one is pulling it out of the box. So here it is. Here is the SUPERNOVA. This is the 42-inch Commander version 3. So as with almost all the SUPERNOVA stuff, you've got your black Osram LEDs that sit with inside there, and that's sort of the starting point of a great light bar. The other part, though, that really sets apart a good quality light bar compared to sort of the eBay cheapies is the optics, and that's the thing that most interested me in these. This has got the Tri-Optics beam pattern, and what that means is it kind of gives you the best of all worlds. It gives you the combo of all three different types of beam patterns. We have some ones in the middle here. These are only a 5-degree hyper spot. So these guys here. Then we've got our center spot floods, and there's 3 banks of those. So you can see we've got a different reflector in there, another big bank here in the middle, and ones on this side as well. And then number 3 is the cool thing, which is these puppies on the end. These are the scenes LEDs. So these are the scene ultra wide floods, and these ones are going to give you that massive ultra wide, that liquid light that just absolutely floods the sides of the road and what have you as you're cruising down your favorite trails. So without further ado, it's time to get this guy bolted up to the DMAX. Now for you, this part may be a little bit different. I'm putting it up nice and high. We've got our Off-Road Animal Scout roof rack here, which has our little built-in little slot here. But that's our next step. We need to get that guy bolted up. For me, that's probably going to take about an hour to pull that off and get it installed. For you though, in the wonders of the internets and YouTubes, that will be in 3, 2, 1. And here we go, all installed. We're installed into the Off-Road Animal roof rack, and I reckon that's looking pretty good. Here's our side view. So we're almost flush here, even with a double row. The next step here now is to focus in on our wiring. Of course, we need this thing to work now. So just like with anything else from SUPERNOVA, full wiring loom included, all quality fittings, fuses. We have pre-terminated switches in here as well. This is the SUPERNOVA switch. Like you saw with the Infinite video, I'm going for that real factory look. So I've got one of the DMAX specific switches here, the light bar switch, high beam connector, and fuses, as well as waterproof connectors and our relay, everything that we need. So that's our next step, is to get this guy installed. We're going to do a quick version of how to do the wiring. If you want a really detailed view, go over and check out the SUPERNOVA Infinite video installed. We've got lots more details on the wiring side of things in that video. And there's a couple of different ways that you can route your wires. Running up the windows is one option, and that on this DMAX looks like will be pretty easy to do. Now I've already started pulling some of the trim pieces apart. As you can see, there's one on either side. There is a nice little hole here that goes straight into the engine base, straight to our 12-volt plate that lives right there. And we have a bit of a gap that runs up the length of the windscreen as well. And our little trim piece that we can remove, which conveniently drops in and under for our connection at the top. So that's the routing method that I'm going to use. I'm going to reheat shrink the cable so it's nice and tight. A couple of dabs of Sika all the way up, so we have basically almost like another seal. If we do this well, it should look like. So I'm going to get stuck into that, and I will show you what it looks like in just a tick. And here's the new conduit, the reheat shrunk up underneath the factory cowl holding there. And then here's the finished product. We've got, no, it's not the finished product, of course. This is just taped into place. Sikaflex, I ended up doing sort of dab, 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 dab all the way down. Once you've sort of heat shrunk this cable, it actually slots in underneath the window quite well. So got that all the way up there. That's all drying at the moment. We are all connected up the top here. I will show you what this looks like once it's dry tomorrow. All our wires are all routed. We have just our pos and neg ready to go. And then around here, from a button perspective, I've got everything routed all underneath there, just like the other videos. And then here it is down in here. If you do end up using these light force switches, this is the colors that you need to use. So from the SUPERNOVA loom side, we've got black into black for the light force. From the SUPERNOVA white goes into the blue of the light force. And then similarly down the bottom here, the blue from the SUPERNOVA here comes across to the yellow of the light force. That gets us those switches. And then the red is the dash lights. That's what turns this on with everything else when you turn your dash lights on. If you do have a DMAX, the brown wire that sits underneath here, that is your dash feed. So you just need to tap into that and you are away. So that's that all installed. We can tuck all that back up into place here and put our little throttle controller there, and there we go. That side is all done. So the only thing we've got left to do is to give it a test. So we will install our pos and negative here onto our battery, and there we go, all installed. We'll get some new conduit and just run it down over those as well to make sure it's all nice in place. We've double checked the fuse is all installed. Let's give the SUPERNOVA Commander 3 a bit of a test. If we jump inside here, if we turn our lights on, there we go, we can see there's our lights. We'll give that a flick on and flick off. So that's working as intended. You push it forward into high beam mode. There's our big driving lights, and if we press this guy, definitely got this guy flicking on, which is awesome. Good stuff. So there we go, and we can see that all our switches are functioning correctly there as well. So that is awesome. The next thing we need to do, well, actually, we need to wait for this to dry overnight. For me, that's going to literally be overnight. For you though, it will be in a couple of seconds, because once that's dry, I'll be getting this thing out on the road. We'll take this thing out of the shed, and we'll do that in 3, 2, 1. Right, so here's our country road, standard sort of affair. There's our light bar, and you can see, oh, there's our infinites. You can see just how sort of a spot there is and how much more shadow. And if we flick over to light bar, you can see how much more of an even light that it gives. The low beams look like nothing's on, but there's our light bar again. We're getting quite good distance. There's both's insane. Just the infinites here, and you can see just how much more shadow creeps in. But when we flick over to the light bar only, you can see just how much sort of more even light there is. Here you go, you can see that there, and still getting really good distance out of it as well. Here's a drone shot. There's our light bar. You can see that we're getting that really sort of even light. Here's our SUPERNOVA infinites, and you can see just how much distance you're getting out of that. Light bar here again, even light. And I guess this is where it comes down to what kind of driving you're going to be doing mostly, right? For the lights that are going to suit your application. That's everything you can see there, but look at that beam up the front. So if you're doing that really long distance driving, you're going to be doing lots of straights, that sort of stuff. Spots are great. If you want that all-rounder though, that's where something like a light bar, as you can see there, is going to give you some distance, but also going to give you that even spread of light. And you'll see that in these clips. This is just a standard sort of driver point of view. We flick on the light bar. Actually, that's everything. So we won't be silly. We'll turn that off here in a sec and go just to the light bar here. There you go. So you can see that it's quite good distance there as well, but look just how much is being lit up on the sides of the road as well. So when you're doing those tight tracks, light bar is perfect. You can see that we're still getting quite a beam of light. Nothing too crazy as far as reflections off the bonnet, even though the DMAX needs a bit of a wash. Here's another little version. Boom, there we go. So you can see we're getting right into the paddock there on the left. Into the right, you can see those driveways, and we're a few hundred meters down to the end of this road, and it's still well lit up. So really, really good sort of all-rounder.
And I think if for the average Joe that's not doing long, straight highway Ks, a light bar is a great option.
Well, there you go, guys. That is the install and the real world test of the SUPERNOVA Commander 3.0 light bar. That's their new style, their 3-in-1 style. I reckon it's pretty cool, but let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now we've got our cable run up the side there. I'm not entirely happy with that. I think there's going to be some modifications to that in the near future. Probably some conduit to run up the side here to get into the actual window mount there a little bit better. These little bits that are sort of sticking out a bit. I'm 50-50. It's not too bad, and it's pretty hidden away. If you're looking at it from the front, you can't even really sort of tell something's going on there. Same on the side, but I don't know. There may be a change there in the near future. As always, a massive thank you to the patrons of Video Show Me How, these legends here. Thank you very much for the extra bit of support. For the patrons that are watching this particular video as well, keep an eye out on the chat over there because I'm looking to go do a few giveaways to the patrons. So I'll put it up in the little comment section that we have over on Patreon. Of course, stacks more DMAX content coming at you to a Video Show Me How channel near you. How much light is too much light? That is the question. And I reckon there's probably space for a little bit more. We'll see if there's any more of this business, but certainly up the top here, we need some camp light going on if we're gonna transform this rig into the full touring mode. Something going on the back here very soon. Maybe sort of sitting over in here already, but check out the channel. Keep an eye out for those sort of videos that are coming up soon. But other than that, guys, as always, I hope that you have an amazing day and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.